is 36, the podcast. Podcast. 36, the podcast. And this is 36, the podcast.
What's up, Fairbanks? What's up, Fairbanks, North Star Borough? My name is Tilden,
I'm Jeff.
I'm Brandon.
and this is 36 the Podcast. Well, today we're joined by a man who brings the heat to the smoker and the high notes to the stage. He's the owner of Tommy G's here in Fairbanks, Alaska, but he's also an opera singer. Did you guys know that? You heard that right. Meat and Mozart, sausage and soprano. Please welcome no other than Tommy G. How are you doing, Tommy G?
I'm doing fantastic, Tilden. Thank you.
It's nice to have you here, sir.
Thank you.
Finally,
Right?
we were able to get the schedules to mesh.
Chasing it down.
Thank you, sir, for being here.
I'm honored.
All right, so before we get into the meat and potatoes, as we do every Saturday, we are going to start out with a sample of today's tap. And so today's tap, let me get my pictures up again. It is an IPA conditioned on 2 chopped jalapenos. So it should be a little spicy, but we're about to tell you what we think. So stand by. Gentlemen, go ahead and give us a little sample of what you think.
Here's to you, fellas.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
There's a bit of an expression there.
Yeah, yeah. That's good. So I'm a spicy beer kind of guy. I remember when they came out with the Sriracha stout, and it was actually, and I don't even think they still sell it, but it was in a red pint bottle, and it looked like a Sriracha bottle, but it was a stout beer with jalapeno, and so this sort of reminds me of that. Jeff?
Well, normally I prefer drinking my beer with something spicy, and that beer spicy. So, I mean, I've had it before. Big fan of the jalapenos in beer.
Okay. Brandon?
I've never been a big fan of the jalapeno,
Yep.
and I don't know if this one tastes really good because it's cooling my mouth off from the habanero jerky.
Mm-hmm.
But it's making it better.
Okay.
I think it's adding to the flavor, the habanero and the jalapeno.
Okay.
So I would say that jerky pairs very well with this beer.
Got you. All right, Mr. Tommy G, what you thinking, sir?
It's good. It's the finish where you're picking up the pepper.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's got and the expression of the jalapeno. And I'm not a huge jalapeno guy, but this is kind of nice.
Okay.
And
okay.
then the heat and
Okay.
the expression of the peppers on the end of it.
Okay. So we have a special treat as well. So today on the Hoodoo Cam, let's switch to the Hoodoo Cam. And as you can see, we have an assortment of sausages and jerky that Tommy G brought to the show today. And so if we were to pair this beer with one of the items that you brought today or something that you offer at the butcher shop, what would it be?
So the interesting thing about what you guys actually collected and put on that tray, what is there? There's 5 items. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 of the 5 items actually have jalapeno. Well, 2 of them have jalapeno in it, and the other one has a habanero. That jerky is a honey habanero beef jerky. We've got a jalapeno pepper jack snack stick, and then we've got a cheddar jalapeno snack stick.
Okay.
The other 2 is just it's a Landjager, and the only reason I'm explaining this is because the reason I think the heat is subdued by the cheese in those other 2 snack sticks, right?
Okay.
So by the time you start munching on that snack stick, you've got a savory from the batch itself, the meat product itself,
Okay.
that protein. But then you've got the flavor of the jalapeno, and you've got the flavor of and then that cheese kicks in, and it has a creaminess that hits the backside, that the side of the tongue.
And so that dairy kind of sort of cools it down.
But it also mixes it up, and your tongue is starting to slap your brain a little bit, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I think with the cheese, and this beer, this little bit of heat in this beer,
Yeah.
I think it'd actually be awesome with all of them. But I mean, or just go bare bones, because you got that Landjager,
Yeah.
and then you've got the beer with the little bit of heat at the end, and there is some spice in there. It's not a ton in the Landjager.
Okay.
But yeah.
Nice.
I think what I'd do is, I'd just send it down the road with that.
Yeah.
With that.
Nice.
With one of them cheese snack sticks.
Nice.
That summer sauce.
Nice. So you heard it, guys. You heard it from Mr. Tommy G himself. If you like beer and you also like to partake of any of the items at his shop, he'd be sure to probably pair you well with something. Now, because you guys also do a brat that has got some hoodoo in it, right?
Absolutely, yeah. That's so the Hoodoo IPA. We call it our Hoodoo beer brat,
Okay.
and it's an incredible. We don't put water. So when you make sausage, it takes liquid, right?
Right,
When
right.
you're actually making bratwurst, instead of using water, we actually use Hoodoo IPA.
Got you.
And again, we're talking, and I know I don't want to beat this word up, but it's that expression of you. If you're going to make a sausage and call it something, you better taste it in every bite, right?
Right,
It's like
right.
if you're making, like there's over there on that tray is that cheddar. It's an elk summer sausage with cheddar and blueberry inclusions.
Okay.
You better taste blueberry in every bite. You better taste cheddar cheese in every bite.
Yes.
With these IPA, this Hoodoo IPA beer brat,
Yeah.
it is no joke. It's
Right.
it's actually a store favorite. I mean, everybody that comes in, I mean, when they eat them, they're going, "Oh man, what is?"
Got you.
It's
Got you.
magnificent. Yeah.
Got you. All right. So, another fine cask today from the mad scientist in the back of Hoodoo there, Bobby and his crew. And on that note, we're gonna get to what we came here for. So, are you ready for the first question, Mr. Tommy G?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay. So, what inspired you to start Tommy G's Meat and Sausage, and how'd you get in the butchery in the first place?
Okay, so we're gonna go way back. I come from a big Italian family, 7 kids, right?
Right.
And animal protein was no joke. I mean, we didn't have a lot of money, so hunting was a big thing, and my father provided a lot of that with a gun,
Yeah.
and that's the way it worked. So he'd bring these animals home after he'd harvested them, and then he'd butcher them right there in the garage, or we used to live in a trailer house, and we'd be doing it sometimes on the kitchen table. But he had another area where he could actually do some grinding.
Okay.
He was no butcher. He was in
Okay.
the Air Force. He was
Oh,
an
wow.
electrician in the Air Force, and he was wonderful.
Oh wow.
But someone needed to turn that grinder, and as we got a little bit older,
Yeah.
it was, Tommy, hurry up and eat your cereal and get out there and help your father, and we're all rolling. But I actually enjoyed it, and I watched how judicious they were or my dad, how judicious he was about making sure everything was clean because it was coming into the kitchen, and then my mother would be the one cleaning and packaging, finishing it up, and making sure that it was good for years.
Right.
Well, the year anyway.
Okay. Okay.
And so fell in love with it there. So that kind of planted the seed, but it gets kicked down the road a little bit here, and started cutting meat for another guy after I joined the Army.
Okay.
So you get away from it, and then here you are. And I always wanted to learn how to properly cut meat.
Okay.
And so Steve Howard had a butcher shop in the back of a semi-trailer.
Really?
Yeah, off McGrath Road.
Yeah.
And it was, and I took my caribou there. We had a situation where the caribou didn't make it, right?
Right.
There was somebody brought another animal in that had bone soured and it didn't get caught. 5 days later, everything was tainted by the odor of this rancid, this bone soured buffalo, if you would.
Okay.
And so he was going to replace it with meat, and it didn't make sense. I was living in the barracks. I said, what I want, because he was going to replace it with beef, because you can't do it with caribou. It's against the law.
Yeah.
You can't put a price tag on it. It was my first caribou.
Yeah.
I said, I want to learn how to cut meat. This guy, he said, well, show on up and we'll process a quarter of beef for you. I go, these are going to be more than a quarter of beef. I'm hanging around. This ain't a one-off. I want to learn how to cut meat.
Yeah.
I don't need no money. I want to learn how to cut meat.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. He wouldn't let me touch a knife until I learned how to wrap meat. And to learn how to wrap meat, you got to know what the cuts are. So you're asking a lot of questions and you're watching because you want to learn how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to learn how to wrap it correctly. You don't want these packages looking like a full diaper, right? I mean,
Yeah.
they're going in somebody's freezer for a while, right?
Right.
You know, they're not going to eat it all, a half a beef or a whole beef in one night. So
Right.
they're going to be. With that said, watching, he had other chores and I was slow, and so he got into doing other things while I was rapping, but I was paying attention. And then one day he left, he was doing a chore. I watched him, and there was a quarter of beef, a hind quarter, and I actually broke down that hind quarter. Well, I made the initial cut, and that's where it's going to get expensive.
Yeah.
When you separate that short loin from the leg,
Okay.
because you make a mistake, we're talking at least $100, maybe $200. Back then it was a lot of money.
Oh wow.
And he came walking in and he goes, "And I guess you were paying attention." but it's more than that to me, Tilden. It's about when you're cutting meat. I mean, I know how valuable that was at our house.
Yeah.
When that meat hit the table,
Yeah.
I mean, we're looking at each other and we were just hoping there'd be a little bit extra, you know. And my mom used to always take the most gristly part of. She used to say she loved the chicken neck and the wings and
Yeah.
and the back, and because she loved us and she knew that we ran on animal protein, right?
Right,
She knew
right.
that we were digging anyway.
Yeah.
What got me into it was that, and then I ended up as a land clearing contractor, and for 32 years I did TJ's land clearing, right?
Right. Right.
But I was beating down the road thinking, this ain't all it is for Tommy.
Yeah. So in the back of your brain for 32 years.
How can I do this
Yeah.
and hook people up here in Fairbanks with the very best meat we can get our hands on in this country? And that was the endeavor.
Nice.
And it's a reality.
Got you. Well, good deal. Kudos to you, sir.
Yeah,
Kudos.
everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So, what goes into making one of your signature sausages? How much is it science? How much, yeah, that'll be good.
So there's no, yeah, that'll be good. Okay, that's the best. That's a great question. So there's no, yeah, that'll be good. We were gifted a bunch of recipes, award-winning recipes, and understand you can give those to anybody, but if they don't have the right, the quality seasonings and ingredients or the quality animal protein going in on the front side, it's not going to be fantastic on the back side. And it's the same way with the equipment. If you're using old, outdated equipment, I'm not saying you can't make good sausage with it, but the name of the game is that consistent quality, right? So first of all, the recipe itself and the methodology are super, super, super critical, right? So once you got the recipe and the amount of time and the methodology, it's the timing of when you put in this certain product, when you put in this certain seasoning, and then as you tumble them together. If you just let it roll forever, you'll have a sausage that you could bounce off the floor. So I guess what goes into it is superior quality ingredients, and then diligence, making sure that you're making every batch the exact same way and not deviating, not even a little bit, unless you're going to change a recipe, deliberately change a recipe. You're going to follow it down to the fraction of a gram of whatever you're making. And when a certain amount of ingredient goes in, you got to, every single time, because people come in and they can taste that honey habanero beef jerky, and if they taste it before they come in. And when they grab it and they take a bite, it's like, take me home, baby. Take my tail home.
Boom. Exactly.
Right.
Look here. This is not a kid-friendly show, so go ahead and express yourself, sir.
So,
I make it colorful now.
We're drinking beer, so there's that.
Yeah.
so like when I was younger, we were making sausage at home, and
Yep.
one of the tricks that my dad got was, okay, so we're going to take this small pan here, take some of the filling, we fry it up, test is like, okay, does this need anything? Does it need more pepper? Does it need more salt? Does it need, I don't know, jalapeno, whatever.
No, that's perfect.
But yeah, it was a case of, it's like, okay, basically bulk sausage patty like you get at the
Absolutely.
restaurant. And like,
Now,
okay, that's good. Let's start making sausage.
Yeah, most people that make sausage at home, they're making a bulk sausage. They'll make it to where they can make a patty out of it and have it for breakfast or whatever. It's finding casings can be a challenge, right? And good casings can be a challenge. And then having a stuffer that you can actually stuff them, I mean, it can be a challenge.
Well, in Nebraska, it's pretty easy to find those.
I was born in Nebraska.
Where
I was born in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Oh,
but
wow.
But I was raised in North Dakota.
Yeah, yeah,
Remember,
yeah.
Dad was there.
okay.
We were stationed in North Dakota.
Yeah. You
And, huh?
You too?
Yeah, Dad was in the Air Force.
Yeah, you
so,
and me, baby.
So yeah, we were in Grand Forks there for 3 years. Then we got sent down to Bellevue. And Bill Clinton got elected president, and Dad's like, it's time to retire. I've survived Carter. I'm not doing that again. So we ended up in Hastings, Nebraska. But it's a case of if you had the wind coming from the north, you were smelling a pig farm.
Just keep rolling, and
If it was from the west, it was the stockyard. If it was from the east, you were smelling a methanol plant. Which, fun thing, they take all the mash from the methanol plant and sell it to the stockyard for feeding the cows.
Yep.
And to the south was a horse ranch or something like that.
So it was awesome. You had a potpourri of
Oh, yeah.
awesomeness.
So yeah, winds from the north sucked. Winds from the east, it smells like a brewery, baking bread. It's great. But yeah, the feedlot and the pig farm were not ones that you really wanted that wind coming from.
Right? Yep. No, to obtain this, to obtain animal protein, you're going to smell some stuff.
Oh yeah.
Now we got ahead of that. We don't do any of our own custom processing, so we're not killing anything. We bring in boxed beef, and we're getting it. The average herd size of certified Angus beef is 40 head. So we're getting primals and subprimals from all over the country. Well, pretty much west of the Mississippi, predominantly from that Pasco packing facility. So western Montana, eastern Washington, Idaho. It's awesome.
So that actually kind of leads into my question. What are some of the challenges that you face running a meat shop in Fairbanks, being so remote, and especially in the long, cold winters?
So I think starting the thing up. So if you got 32 years to think about how you want to build this thing, you've thought about a lot of stuff, and then you figure out this whole business of shipping and handling. And I think that's the most critical thing about getting product. And we nailed it when we've got the vendors that we've got between U.S. Foods and Cisco. They have kept us pretty much, and they're tied in with Certified Angus Beef. Certified Angus Beef is the company that we're getting our product from. So those packing facilities process certified Angus beef. It's not just an ordinary black cow. I mean, and just Angus is one thing, but if it's USDA Angus, big difference between certified Angus beef and USDA Angus. The grading system is based on when you quarter the animal, so the animal's rendered insensible, then it's desanguinated or bled. So it's killed and then bled, and then they pull the hide off, and then they pull the guts out, and then they split the animal in half, and then they quarter it. When they quarter it, it's at that point that a camera takes a picture of that loin. It's between the 12th and 13th rib, and it determines whether or not the animal's prime, which is the very best, or top choice, second choice, or third choice, and it's like a triangle, or select being the bottom, also called no roll.
Right.
But once that evaluation is made, that determines where it goes. With USDA, if it's graded prime, that's it. 100 animals, one of them's going to grade prime. That's the average. Maybe it's 2 now because America raises incredible beef. But you don't know the age, you don't know the weight, you don't know the breed, you don't know the diet, right? So you have a 15% chance of having a fairly unpleasant dining experience with just USDA prime. That's just a fact of the matter. Make no mistake, there's still some great meat out there.
Yeah.
With certified Angus beef, you didn't want to pay these exorbitant prices for prime beef and then have a half-assed dining experience. You wanted to knock it out of the park. Taking care of somebody you love, you buy them a nice steak and it's what? Not good.
Mm-hmm.
CAB eliminated that.
Okay.
Based on those criteria, we can go into those other 9 steps. But the challenge is getting the product here. And that is the unique situation, to answer your question. The roads up here are terrible. I mean,
Right.
there's these people that drive these trucks are absolutely amazing. The product that we get in is 21-day wet aged beef. So that means it's packed, cryovac in the facility. I don't know exactly when that started. I think it was in either the late 40s or early 50s where they started cryovacking meat, but it changed the industry. There was less waste. There was a fresher product for people.
Yeah.
The stockyards, you could take care of the meat longer, right? And that was the name of the game, and it's healthier for people. It's been a challenge, and it just continues to get better and better and better. But so we get, by the time they process these animals, it's 21-day wet aged, and then it's shipped.
Okay.
By the time we get it, we're looking at about 4 weeks in. And so every single, I mean, it's magnificent. It gets on a boat. So it's trucked to a boat, and then on a boat to Anchorage.
Okay.
And then we get it the day it rolls in, we get it the next day.
Oh, wow.
It's in our store.
Gotcha.
And they've done just an incredible job. I mean, but that is probably the biggest challenge.
Got you. All right, so what's the wildest or most unusual meat product someone's asked you to make?
So there's a couple things, you know. I mean, it's and I guess it's what makes it strange, Tilden, is that it's something that maybe we're not used to,
Right.
But I've seen a few things. Look at the size of me. I've been this dude eats. I mean,
yeah.
I ain't playing.
Yeah.
And but there are certain things that make me raise my eyebrows. But I understand that people have conditions too. One of the craziest things is a gentleman came in, and I love him, and we did it for him because there are substitutes that you can use. But he wanted some sausage made with no salt.
Oh,
Right?
yeah, but it won't be cured, will it?
Right? We're going to cook it anyway. So it's cooked. When it leaves, if it's a fresh bratwurst or a fresh sausage, you're going to cook it. Mm-hmm. But if it leaves our place, we're going to cook it. So
Right.
salt isn't what cures it. I mean, there's a cure that'll cure it. But at
Okay.
the end of the day, our smoked product, they're cooked. They're fully cooked.
Right.
And we put them in coolers because they're fully cooked, non-shelf stable. So there's some protection in there with sodium erythorbate, some of the other things that are in there.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we want the freshest, safest product for our customers. We want them to not just like it, we want them to love it. Right.
Right.
But it has to be safe. And it has to be safe. We keep them in those coolers. Make no mistake, these snack sticks could sit out for quite a while. Ain't nothing going to happen. I mean, we've had them, you leave them in the package. And I mean, I've been 5 days out, 6 days out on the road and still sharing them and eating
Yeah.
them. And,
Yeah.
well, once you cut that package, get it in the refrigerator for
Yeah.
sure. Right?
Yeah. True.
But yeah, it's no salt. And
Oh.
so he had another product that
Huh.
that we could use. Yeah, that hit me weird. We have people all the time now. It's kind of a common thing where people want, like in burger, they want in a grind. And we don't sell just regular burger, we sell ground chuck. But these people, they want like liver or heart ground into their grind.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I mean,
Huh.
like a percentage of ground liver. Just grind it all into that.
Liver?
Beef liver. Not
Have you
pork.
done that?
Oh, of course, yeah. We got regulars now that are coming in. This carnivore diet. I mean, there's other ways to get some of these
okay.
organ meats into your diet,
Yeah.
and so it's like you got a quarter heart, a quarter liver, and a half chunk of chuck. Right? It's like, damn. Yeah, and they love it. And anything we can do, you got to get ahead of that too. We need to know a few days before because we got to slack some of this stuff, get it cut, and then make sure that we can get it incorporated. So you ain't eating half your burgers, a chunk of liver, and the other, you know. So
Oh, wow.
it has to be incorporated, right?
Okay.
And so,
okay.
yeah, and at the end of the day, we want to make everybody happy. Sometimes that's not possible. But at the end of the day, I mean, if we can get people
Yeah.
to the dinner table
Yeah.
sharing food with one another,
Right.
that's what we want to do. And if a guy's constitution, his physical constitution ain't going to handle some salt, well, let's make it without and let him call the shots, but he's going to have to buy a bit of it.
Yeah, right.
We're
Right.
not going to run that grinder you're going to eat 25 pounds of whatever you dreamed up. But we're here to fatten that ass up.
Oh, yeah. So there you have it, folks. If you go to Tommy G with a special request, if he's able to accommodate you, he will do so.
We're honored to. Yeah,
Boom.
we love it.
All right.
This is your butcher shop. It ain't mine. We're just there making it happen.
Boom. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you've won some awards for sausage, obviously.
Yep.
Which one's the one that's most important to you?
So I want to preface this by we've got some guys in the shop. Our number one cured meat specialist is Jamie Stewart, right? This guy, him and I were both he still does some boiler service work. He's in that industry.
Yeah.
News heating guy.
Yeah.
He's that guy. But back when I had my land clearing company, he would service our boilers at our shop out there on Pega Road. and the ones at our home. But we used to eat breakfast every morning. So this guy, he's the one that's actually running that smokehouse. I can't take credit for, if I'm taking credit for anything, it's for putting the plant together,
The building.
buying the gear,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The good stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, we got the best equipment. You can't buy better. I'm saying that on TV
Right.
here, right now, right?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
You can't buy better. You can buy bigger, but you're not going to buy better than what we got. All the way down from the saw to our stuffer to our smokehouse, everything, to include our coolers. They are
Right.
the best you can buy in the industry.
Right.
You can buy bigger, but you ain't buying better. Anyways, I want to just preface that the credit goes to those guys for this cured meat stuff. But I think the one that means the most to all of us, we've actually got two of them now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one of them is the very first product we ever took to a competition. It was a national competition in Des Moines, Iowa, where these people don't play. Pork is on the menu.
Yeah. Yeah.
The pork is on the menu.
Wow.
It's like the menu is pork,
Yeah.
right? And we made a section formed ham. It's called a commercial ham. And so what you do is you take the quadriceps of the pig, right, on that back leg, and you process that. You cut it into small pieces through our grinder. It's called a kidney plate. So instead of grinding it real fine or into like burger or a sausage, it just cuts chunks out about the size of a 50-cent piece, right? And then once you have that, you get, so let's say you weighed 100 pounds of it, then you take 10% of that and you run it through a fine grind twice, and you throw that in there with your recipe and you mix it up. Part of our recipe is Alaskan birch syrup.
Mm-hmm.
And we made this commercial ham and won Grand National Champ. We took one product to our first competition and won Grand National Champion with that ham.
Good Lord.
Bam.
Nice.
But it's like,
Nice.
at that point, we were 100% Grand Champ.
Okay. So.
And that, so that
Props
makes,
to that.
we're all pretty, yeah.
Okay, so I want to segue real quick.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that Jamie, I know Jamie, and
Yeah.
I know Ryan,
Yeah.
and Sterling. Thank you for joining the Air Force and serving our country, sir. But anyways, he's no longer with you.
Yeah.
Okay, so for him to be able to do that, and so he serviced my broiler for me, like my annual service.
Yes.
But he's also winning, like help Tommy G's win awards.
I'm giving
And so-
him the credit for those.
and-
Yeah, he's winning.
And so, and he was never traditionally trained.
No, but I'm going to just say this just to be funny. Neither one of us knew how to spell smoked sausage. A ham? Are you kidding me? A ham.
Oh, wow.
Dude won grand champion with a ham.
Holy
First
smokes.
time ever. We walked in and
Holy
two lumps
smokes.
on a pickle. I mean, and here we are, grand champion. Made it into beef and poultry. It's a meat and poultry. It's a national publication.
Yeah.
I said, man, imagine the dudes and ladies across the country in these butcher shops sitting on the toilet reading that magazine about us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That happened. That
Kudos.
happened. So I got
Kudos
one
to
more.
you
Let me hit
guys.
you with one more because I think it's a bigger deal than that.
Mm-hmm.
We got some young people working there. We got a
Yes.
young man
Yes.
that
You got a
just-
crew.
Yeah, he
got
just
enough-
turned
enough crew.
21 when Sterling walked out the door. We had this young kid named Asher James, recently married to the lovely Hannah. This young kid, Jamie's been working with this kid, and I mean, he's learning and watching and paying attention and doing a lot of the work. I mean, and you got to start somewhere. So it's from
Right.
packaging down to washing dishes and washing parts of the equipment, all of it, making and grinding and doing all those things. Long story short, we went to Yakima, Washington for another competition, a regional competition this
Okay.
past March.
Yep.
But right before that, Jamie and I were called to St. Cloud, South Dakota, to shadow judge another competition for the Minnesota Association of Meat Processors, their annual conference and competition.
Mm-hmm.
So we're down there, and the next week we got to be to Yakima.
Okay.
So he tells Ash, go through that list of categories and pick out two things you want to make, and you're making them. We're going to run them. We're going to see how you do on your own. While we were gone, dude made 2 types of beef jerky and made 2 snack sticks. And you can enter 2 in each category, but you only get credit for if they place, you get credit for the highest one that placed, and then you don't If you, it doesn't matter if one took first or second, you're only getting credit for the one.
Mm-hmm.
But it don't matter because it gives somebody else a chance to win something, right, or to be
Right.
recognized.
Right.
And at the end of the day, that's what it is validation. This kid won grand champion with his beef jerky. I think it was a honey habanero. I don't know. I think it was our regular Tommy G's beef jerky, which is in that bag over there. Won grand champion with that, and then won reserve. No, it was, and then he won champion, which is third place,
Yeah.
with his other beef jerky. And then he made a snack stick, and it was an all beef snack stick. Won grand champion with his snack stick.
So these are contestants that are
reserve-
coming from all over the world.
Well, in this case, it's from Washington, Oregon,
Okay.
Idaho, Utah,
So-
Western Montana.
So like a district.
Yeah, our region.
A region. A region.
Yep.
Okay.
And
okay.
dude just cleaned the fish.
Wow.
Kid crushed it.
Wow. Nice. Nice.
Brought 2 grand champions home. So we call him the Jerky King of the Northwest, Ashley James.
And how old is he?
He's 20. 21. He's
20.
21. He just turned 21. He could come in here and have one with us. now.
Look, Tommy G has what? Is it arguably the youngest grand champion jerky champion?
You know, I don't want to just jump out and say absolutely, but I think that's the case. I think that's key. He was 20 years old when he did it. And won grand champion with that snack stick too. He had no help. And the beauty of the whole thing, the reason why I make it and why that actually means something to me,
Yeah.
is because Jamie. I mean, it's those selfless hours of training somebody. You guys know how that is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? When you have
Yeah.
one, and that's par excellence right there. When the subordinate starts to teach the teacher.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to go that far, but my point is
yeah.
I know what you mean.
he's paying attention, and I think that is the greatest reward of all,
Nice.
that we can pass this information down, and it's got to make anybody that came before us, like John, who gave us the recipes. That's got to make him say, "These guys are doing it.
Oh.
These guys are doing it."
Okay.
When you got a
okay.
young man like that stepping up and entered 4 products, all 4 of them won awards, and he got the 2 top the champion on both. That's for real.
Oh, wow.
That means something to me.
Okay. Okay. All right.
That's
Well,
what I
while we're
got.
talking about competitions and judging and everything, what do the judges usually look for in award-winning sausage? And is there a secret standing out in the competition?
So, and man, these are great questions. I'm telling you, because there is. I mean, what they're looking. So when you enter a product, and I'm not beating up on the barbecue guys, because there's some stuff going down on the barbecue. This is a little
yeah.
different. This is
Oh yeah.
age-old methodology and things like that. We're talking generational things that go down in making some of this cured meat product. And these dudes, I mean, so when you turn it, everybody can make. The truth of it is everybody's making pretty good product. They're trying to do something a little bit different, you know, to kind of pique some interest.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it'll come down to when you look at the product. Let's say there's 20 different snack sticks or bratwurst sitting there, and you're looking at them. There's going to be a couple of them that are going to jump out that are going to go, man, those things look great.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say they look great, I mean like the casing's not all wrinkly. I mean, look at how nice that snack stick looks.
Mm-hmm.
That thing is smooth,
Right.
right?
Very
And
tasty,
and
too.
and so and the texture, and that's another critical thing. And then there's particle definition. So what they actually will split that thing down the middle, and they're taking a look at when you open it up like this, you know. So if there's inclusions, you can't have like a bunch of cheese pieces up here, and then you're going through a wasteland of no cheese pieces or whatever jalapeno.
whole
It's got to be
jalapeno.
equally distributed throughout. That's right. Yeah. So every single bite, like that elk summer sausage you're eating right now, every bite got a blueberry and a piece of cheddar cheese.
Yes, it does.
Right?
Yes, it does. And it's
deli-
very good.
It's ridiculous. Right?
Very delicious.
It's very good, Fairbanks,
Yep.
and everybody listening.
Yeah. So what makes the difference is that now it gets down. So like that ham. So Jamie actually has to pick through. So all these different muscles, some are getting used a little harder than the others, and they're different colors. So they call it blue meat. I mean, that's a slang term for it.
Yeah.
But he goes through and he picks that blue meat out of there. So when they make this cut, and that's another thing. Yet when you pack, because that meat goes through a stuffer into a sock, and he's agitating as it's filling that sock. He's turning it this way so it doesn't. Because sometimes it goes in and makes a big swoosh, and you can see it. It's like an ocean wave inside there, and you go, well, it ain't quite what we're looking for. And then you get Snuffy on the other end clipping the end of it.
Yeah.
Well, if you got a sausage that's this big and you got a clip over here and then one over here, I mean, that dog don't hunt.
It don't hunt.
No, you want them right on the ends, exactly at the same place.
Right. Right.
Everything. So it comes down to methodology. And now I'm answering your question.
Mm-hmm.
It's taking the time. If you see, you absolutely have to make sure that all of the immediate things that you can see visually, those have to be cleaned up. So they're
Right.
because we're all making good stuff now. So then you get, so let's say, now you got to taste every single one of them, but you already picked out these that are beautiful. Now all of a sudden you got one over here and you took a bite out of it and you got to be shitting me. That is delicious.
Yeah.
So now you got to drag that one back over here with these beauties.
Yes.
And now you're trying those. And so
Yes.
it comes down. So then it comes down to that methodology, how the nice looking work that you did. So then you ask her the tricks. So with that ham, and we had some old dude tell us, when you get that ham to the room before the competition, 2 hours before that room, you take it out of the cooler and you let it come to room temperature.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Bring some olive oil, the best olive oil you can find next to the hotel, right? Because you're gonna wipe a nice thin layer of, but because that once that the meat is gonna, there's some condensation, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna wipe that off.
Right.
And so, and I'm gonna get sassy here. This actually came from, I'm not gonna mention his name, but he's awesome and I love him. And he's a 2-time president of the American Association of Meat Products. He says find a towel with the least. I can't say it.
You can say it. Look, we're drinking beer.
He said you're gonna wipe those beads of sweat off that ham with the towel with the least number of pubic hairs.
Boom. Exactly.
So
Boom.
So you wipe it off.
Yeah.
Put that thin layer of oil on there, right? Wipe
Yep.
it down, and then you're gonna enter this thing. And then they went on to say, and he was just monkeying with us, but the other things were pretty accurate. He says when you hand that ham to the judge, he says, make sure that you're on one knee, your head is down, and the ham is above your head.
Oh wow.
So like the medieval it's the guy giving the guy a sword.
I am not worthy. Yeah. So,
Wow.
so yeah, you hand that ham off, and then you hope for the best. But the name of the game is, make sure that all the T's are crossed, the I's are dotted,
Yeah.
and you've done your homework. And my thing is, and my mom taught me this a long time ago. If you're cooking for somebody, whether you're making sausage or cooking or even cutting steak, and that's what I do. I'm a meat cutter. I'm a meat cutter.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the people that are going to be eating this and how much you love each and every one of them. And
Right.
every one of our customers, it's their butcher shop. Just
Right.
think about how much you love them. And when every stroke of that knife, you think about them. Every time you're cutting a vegetable, think about them. Think that
Right.
them onions, that carrot, whatever,
Right.
shallot, whatever. It's the same way when you're making these, when you're putting these spice kits together because we make all our own spice kits. We don't buy pre-made spice kits. There's a lot of people do.
Yeah.
And these real good judges,
Yeah.
they can taste, that's a Excalibur kit, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. They know.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, yeah,
But ours,
yeah.
ours come off a recipe sheet that
Yeah.
we are honor bound to abide.
Yeah. So I will tell you guys this, Fairbanks, everybody listening. So a couple of years ago, you've been in business how long? How long has it been now?
For Tommy G's?
Yes.
So Tommy G's, we opened on the 4th of July 4 years ago.
Okay, so
2021.
4 years ago, I was approached by our mutual friend, Dave and Weena, and they said, "Hey, we've got a guy opening up a butcher shop, and we want to present him with some T-shirts. Can you make him some T-shirts for us?" So I did, and that's how we became involved. And so since then, since seeing you first open, I have seen you go from a few selections of meat and sausages to where you've got all this stuff going on now.
Over 100 products. So we're sneaking up on
Ooh-wee.
100 different cured meat products.
Ooh wee.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. it's a
Yeah.
lot. It's a
Okay.
lot.
So, and you're winning awards now, and so
Seems to be. Yeah.
and so if you guys don't know, I'm with Custom Creations, and I make his leather patch hats, and I laser engrave his tumblers for him. And he got too big for me to keep up with his demand for his hoodies and T-shirts. So but initially, like whatever you saw from Tommy G initially, that was custom creations, and I thank you for that opportunity.
There's one more thing though that you did for us, Tilden, and I don't even think you're aware of how much impact it actually had.
What's that?
When we opened,
Yes.
and you wrote something on a restaurant
About
review.
about the hot dogs.
Yes.
Ooh. Oh, I had one last night.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
And so what we sell is a natural sheep cased. It's country style hot dog. It's
Yes.
not an emulsification. It is truly a hot dog. You can call it a wiener if you want. It is
Yep.
what it is.
Yep.
But it's country style, not emulsified. But we do use a natural sheep casing,
Yes.
and it creates this snap.
The snap. The
Yeah, when
Tommy
you-
G snap.
When you take a bite out of that thing,
Ow.
bam, right? But anyways, you wrote that, and I love the way you said it when you said, if you guys are celebrating the 4th of July thinking you're knocking the walls down, having the time of your life, if you're not eating a Tommy G's hot dog,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
lying to yourself.
Exactly.
I
Man,
gotta say,
and-
those hot dogs were some of the best hot dogs I've
Yes.
ever had.
Yes.
Continue to be. Alaska Rubber just bought 100 pounds for their customer appreciation
Oh,
thing.
there's
100 pounds of brats,
What is
100
that?
pounds of hot dogs. They had it yesterday. I mean,
Yeah, no,
those guys,
damn
man,
it.
those guys are awesome. I got to get a card in the mail, let them know how much we love them.
Yes.
But yeah, it's that hot dog.
Yes. So thank you, sir,
Are you kidding me? Thank you.
for keeping me along with you on this journey. Thank you.
You will always be there.
Okay, so do you have a sausage that keeps on racking up awards, or one that you feel is underrated? I guess that's two questions.
So what we're amazed. So the it's kind of crazy. So we just went to the national conference and we won 2 more national awards, and one for it's always in the running, but it never won until this year. One champion with a hot link.
Oh.
Our solstice hot link. You ate one the other night, right?
That thing burned me up last night. You know, okay, so I went into it last night and thinking, okay, whatever, it's not really gonna bring that much heat, and so I took a big bite, and so let's do some pairings. I did a pairing, and I go to Sunshine Health Foods, and they sell this jalapeno coleslaw.
Oh, here we go.
And I put that coleslaw on top, that jalapeno coleslaw. I put it on top of that red, and the water was red after I boiled it. The water was red. I was like, yes.
That's a collagen casing. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
But
And so,
these ain't bar H. These
Ooh.
things are for real.
yes, they are.
And we had to tone them down. 'cause
It
we
lit
got-
me up. Bro, I was like, ooh, these are hot.
But the flavor,
Yes.
right? It sneaks up on you. That flavor
Yeah.
ain't beating you up like right now.
Right.
I mean, you're
Right.
chewing on it, and all of a sudden you go,
Yeah,
oh, no,
yeah.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Now,
Yeah,
now hang
yeah,
on now.
yeah. He brung the heat on this one right here. Yeah, he brung the heat on
That
this one
thing,
right here.
that thing just won a national award. Yeah, it's for real.
I believe it.
And I thought that
I
was
believe
a
it.
sleeper because we've been bringing them, and
Yes.
and we haven't changed much. Jamie has changed the one time. If you hang them on a rack,
Mm-hmm.
this is kind of interesting, guys. A little technical thing. If you hang them on a rack, the rack, if they're hanging right over the rack, they call it a cobra head.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the weight of the product's going to pull it down over that, like over this, and it has a cobra head like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what Jamie does now is he'll have a couple hanging over and then a couple hanging down, and those are the ones he takes.
Okay.
So they're even on both sides, so the uniformity, they just trim the ends, get
Yeah.
them in there. So, but at the end of the day, they're going to take a bite out of that thing, and they got to know. And if you make a hot link, it better have some heat to it,
Yes, yes.
right? I mean, it's got to have some heat.
You brought the heat with that right there, baby.
We backed it off.
Ooh,
the
wait.
year before we had it, it was hot, and the guy says, too hot.
It was too hot.
Too hot. Gonna have to piss in a river to keep from setting the woods on fire. You know? Yeah.
Ooh-wee.
Hell no. Yeah. Won an award. So I think that one had been a sleeper. The other one that's just crushing it is Arcado Salami.
Yes.
And it's kind of interesting. Carrie over at Friar Tuck's, she actually uses Arcado Salami exclusively in a couple of her, the Balboa. I know she's got that in there.
Yeah.
I know
Noah,
that,
the
the
Italian.
Italian. Yep.
And
Yep.
it even says it on the menu.
No kidding.
Yes.
I didn't
I
know
think I
that.
saw that last
I didn't
time
know
I was
that.
in there.
Yeah.
She actually, we had her in the plant, and she actually made Cotto salami with us.
Yeah.
Just like we had Bobby up in there making hoodoo beer brats.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
If you're gonna sell it, you gotta beat it.
Exactly. Okay. Good deal. Good deal.
Yeah.
On the menu, it says Tommy G, whatever.
That is awesome. I did not know.
anything they get from you, they put your name on it.
I love it. I love it. Yep.
Something about supporting your local distributors and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we just muled some over there to her yesterday.
But no, next time you go, just take a look at the menu.
You got it. I'll order one of each. I don't look like this from watching. Pappy be putting some groceries away.
All right. So, besides butchering and making sausage, apparently my microphone doesn't work. You're also an opera singer. How did you get into that?
That's an awesome question. That's a beauty. So I've sung in a couple of operas. What I am is I'm a classical vocalist, right? I've been trained to sing classical music.
Yes.
And I've been on stage with some of the greatest, and we'll talk about that. And then when I say the greatest, I'm talking in the world. But no, I was trained as a classically trained as a vocalist, and it was a somewhat one part of the question I think you're asking. It wasn't a conventional go to college and learn how to sing. I'm a marine biologist, I've got a BS in biological science with an emphasis in marine science from UAF, cool, and graduated in '94. But my advisor, Ron Smith, his wife taught voice here in town, and she was part of the Fairbanks Summer Arts Festival and was involved enough to where there's a gentleman coming up from San Francisco State University, Dr. Byron McGilvray, and he was doing a vocal workshop up on the hill.
Mm-hmm.
And it was through the Fairbanks Summer Arts Festival Winter Edition. And I'm not going to get into the whole thing, and it is a delightful story, but I went in there, and we were logging at the time. I had TJ's land clearing back then. This was 1995 or 6. It was a long time ago. I was 34 years old, right? And I come walking in there, and I got bibs on and sawdust. Ron captured me over at the post office, and I missed the night before because it's a week-long thing. So anyways, I went in there, and everybody else had been there Monday night, and I missed it. And so these guys he's got to hear me sing, right? And I'm thinking, what do you mean, sing? Yeah, he goes, did you bring your music? And he goes, no, you're going to sing because we got to hear your voice. And I don't know what music is. Bring your music. I didn't know. He could have handed me a sheet of music, and if there wasn't numbers on the page, it could have been upside down, right? Like Swahili. But anyway, so the song I was listening to back then when we were logging, I listened to both kinds of music, country and Western, right? And so I sang a Garth Brooks song for him called I'm Much Too Young to Feel This Damn Old. The young lady that was at the piano didn't know anything about it. So I ended up singing that song a cappella, and it went good. It went good. And he was talking about tone quality and pitch and expression and how you engage your audience. And it's not they can't really train how to engage your audience. Most people tell you if you're all nervous, just look at the wall behind them and they'll think that you're singing to them, but nobody ever buys that shit. They can tell. But I never had a problem with it. So I just sang the song to the people and sang it the best way I knew how. I'd been listening to it in the truck, and there it was. Anyways, took me over to the piano, started running me through some vocal exercises. We were poor, man. I didn't think people took voice lessons. What is that, right? So anyways, just singing through some scales and started singing D's, E's, and F's above high C, which is high. Now, he mentioned when he introduced me, you mentioned soprano. That's not my voice type. I'm a tenor with a spinto quality to the voice, so it's got some body to it. I get to sing the very best repertoire, I think, in the world. The arias that I get to select from Puccini, Verdi, Donizetti, some Mozart, but it's the exact same repertoire that Luciano Pavarotti, Andrea Bocelli, Jose Carreras, all of those guys that have done this stuff forever. I get to sing that stuff, and and learning. So the person that taught me the fundamentals of voice was Marcia Knoble, and then the person he lined me up with a woman to train me in diction, which is how you how to, because you're singing the sounds that the words are made of. And that was the late Florence Bates, and she taught me repertoire. So I've sung in Yiddish, German, Russian, Latin, Spanish, Italian, American, all of those. And you have to learn how to actually sing the sounds so it's convincing enough if you're in front of an audience. So if you're singing and you sound like you're from the Bronx and you're in Italy and you're trying to sing an Italian aria,
Yeah.
and you're assing it up bad,
yeah,
you're going to get hit with something, right?
Right.
You mean a Bronx accent? Italian isn't good. So, like, of all those
Nessun dorma.
languages, how many do you actually speak?
None of them English, but and it's busted up. I can
wow.
I can find my way around in Italian, but I, like the lady said, we had an interpreter when the last time I was in Italy and we were singing and she said something. She was the manager of this hotel in Fanano, actually, where the sister city to Fairbanks.
Yeah.
And she was wonderful. She was a ballerina, had bird-like features, but absolutely stunning, very elegant. Anyways, she said something. I knew she was talking about me, right?
Yeah.
What'd she just say? She says, you know a lot of Italian words, but you talk like a 2-year-old. I'll take that as long as I can get my next, plate of, gnocchi. I'm good.
Oh wow. Nice.
But yeah, back to what was the question again? So I make
Basically,
sure.
what got you into opera?
Oh yeah, so it was getting drug into that workshop. And I tell you, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, and my life has been crystalled with wonderful things, and coming from absolutely nothing. It's and I can't. I don't want you to misunderstand what I say about coming from nothing, because we were loved. I mean,
Right.
we were loved,
Right,
but I mean,
right.
we limited means. That's for
Well,
sure.
some of us, all of us aren't born with silver spoons in our mouth,
Right?
and so some of us have to work hard and hustle for what
That's
we have and want.
Absolutely.
And so I was loved too as well, and I'm sure everybody else was. But you know what? I watched my mom and dad go to night school. My dad finally got his GED, and then he
Yes.
went on to get his horticulture. And so he retired as the head horticulture plant guy in Pacific Grove, California. And but I watched them as they came up, and that what
Their
influenced me.
example. Yeah.
So I understand that completely.
Yeah. We were
Yeah.
loved. We didn't
Right.
have much, so everything was new.
Right.
And I can tell you that this Dr. McGilvray took me under his wing. He believed, and I had a heavy choice to make. I had a company at the time. I had just graduated from college, had a degree under my belt, and now a guy has a voice that could sing. He was very clear to me, and you're not doing anybody any favors when you tell him, "Oh man, your sausage is fantastic," and you're
Right.
going, "Don't you can't just say nice things. You can be tactful, but they have to understand exactly where they're at." And like he says your age, and at the time I was 34 years old. He goes, "You're not going to walk on a stage like La Scala or Covent Garden or the Metropolitan Opera. You ain't going to see that stage unless you're sweeping it."
Right. Yeah. Right.
You know?
Right.
But he said you can have a wonderful career singing in regional halls if you decide that you want to do this. And I can tell you this, that in performance, it's a lonely, lonely thing. You've got to really identify what you're feeding
Right.
with that performance,
Right.
right? It's a lonely existence. When you're done singing, after you've performed, usually, I mean, because your significant other or your wife or you're by yourself in a hotel room a lot of the time, and you're away from home, people that you love, and unless you bring a couple changes of tuxedos, I mean, you're in that room by yourself, and you can still hear the applause in your ears,
Right.
but you're alone.
Yeah.
And that reality, when that settles in on you, you're alone.
Right.
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 So
Yeah.
with that said, I mean, it takes a lot. So there was decisions that needed to be made, and so the decision that I chose was to not chase that, but I kind of got my cake and eat it too. I was self-employed, and I had opportunities to sing not all over the world, but for sure all over Europe.
Right.
I mean, and all over America. I mean, I've had incredible opportunities. I sang for General Mattis. I just recently sang. There was a change of command ceremony with the 168th Maintenance Wing,
Yes.
and had the honor and privilege of singing our nation's anthem for that change of command. And it's those things.
Right.
General Mattis, where the awards ceremony for all of the military, recognizing
Right.
those that have gone before us, as well as those active heroes that are crushing it right now.
Yes.
Did that.
Yes.
Sang in some of the most incredible cathedrals and churches and castles all over Europe.
Oh, wow.
Got to sing for our current president at a rally.
Yeah.
Sang the national anthem for that rally.
Yeah.
Those are the things that and so you end up seeing things differently. And in order to sing some of these pieces, you have to get in touch with something that's deep inside you, and it's all of those how we grew up. That's the effect that has on
Right.
your body
Right.
and your mind and your heart. It allows you to sing from a different. So it's made my relationships, like with these guys here. I mean, I just love them, and I barely know them. I mean, it's
Right.
and
Right.
and it's like you know more
Right.
because you've seen more
Yes.
and you've breathed air with people more, and,
Right.
and from different parts of the world. It's made me love America more. Our country is just absolutely amazing. And
Nice. Nice.
so the things that voice and getting trained to do that, I mean, that's probably had the greatest impact
Right.
on, well, for sure on that butcher shop. I mean, you saw we're of Italian descent. My grandma
Yes.
used to bring some tasty little things up, when she'd come over, and
Yeah.
but then I went over there and I said, "Oh, she must have missed that store, right?" So when you come into the store, we got some really cool stuff.
Yes, you do.
European
Yes, you
victuals
do.
that are just
Yeah.
absolutely stunning.
Nice. Nice.
Well, you pretty much answered this next question already, but I'll kind of see if you want to dig deeper. But obviously, you got some formal vocal training, but there must have been a lot of kind of learn as you go as well.
So I think the toughest thing is to convince yourself. I mean, somebody walk in here and tell you, "Man, that voice is crazy. You could be a professional opera singer."
Well, they'd be lying to me.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. Everybody thinks that. I'm thinking that dude showed up. He's getting paid to be here. He's reeling them in. He tells everybody that.
Yeah.
And so convincing yourself that he ain't full of shit
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
that's the hill to climb. Right? And until you're comfortable, and so you don't even know how to breathe. Understand that. You don't even know how to breathe. That's one of the toughest things about singing correctly is getting the breath right. Because you can't just, "Oh, say, can you..." You can't do it. I mean, you've got to be able to phrase so it makes sense.
Yeah.
And make
You
no
still made it sound good, though.
no. You got to bring the gas, baby. I mean, we're talking about, and then there is a measuring stick when it comes to classical music. This music was written a long time ago, baby, and it's going to be sang every jot and every tittle, every rest, everything. The way you sing that song has been sung by professionals forever, and it's got to be right. And they do judge that, and it is one of the most complicated things, and it's physical, and it's just like anything else you're going to do. If you're going to do it right, like this podcast, I mean, I'm amazed at how this is set up. This is for real, and this doesn't just happen. This is attention to detail. This is the care of the customer.
Right.
I mean, you're bringing something to somebody. It's the same way with voice. You got to dig into it, right?
Right.
And so, the biggest hurdle to answer your question is to convince yourself that they weren't lying. And once you got that, now comes the hard work. Because the way you train to sing a song or a piece, let's call it a piece, is you have to sing that thing into the voice. And so first of all, you got to be
Sing it into the voice.
into the voice. So you got to be vocally sound to begin with. So
Okay,
when
yeah.
the voice ain't cracking,
Okay.
and you've got your upper register, and you can reach those without getting stupid,
Okay.
and you can get down low and sing, and it's got to be. You don't want your voice to sound like two different people unless it's a gimmick. So the name of the game is you sing up and you get this voice to where the voice is perfect, and you're doing that on vocal exercises. You're not singing those songs.
Right.
Then when it comes time to learn a piece, so you've got a vocal coach, a voice instructor that teaches you how to sing correctly,
Okay.
And then you have a vocal coach that's going to, or a repertoire coach that's going to teach you how to sing the piece.
Mm-hmm.
So once you learn how to sing that piece and you can sing it correctly, now you sing that thing. Now, an amateur is going to sing it until he knows it.
Mm-hmm.
Professional is going to sing it till where he can never forget it.
Oh.
So that means if when you're ready to roll this thing out on the stage, they say, sing that thing 100 times correctly
Mm-hmm.
in front of your coach
Mm-hmm.
before you walk your ass out on that stage and they think you're just going to burn it up.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
the people deserve it. They've paid a lot of money. You don't know what's going on in their lives. They roll into that theater.
Mm-hmm.
They sit down. They can decompress. And then all of a sudden that curtain opens, that orchestra kicks off,
Mm-hmm.
and then that vocalist walks out. And it's like they forget anybody else that's in the building because that person's bringing the rain.
Right, right.
And that's the magic of the human voice.
Right.
That truly is the magic of the human voice.
Okay.
And I think it behooves me to understand that that voice came not from anything I did.
Yes. Yeah, yes.
Yeah, we're talking
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
our Lord, right?
Yeah,
I mean, so
exactly,
you're
exactly.
you're honor bound with His assistance
Right.
to sing as beautifully as you can possibly sing.
Right.
And it's for every person that decided to carve out their day and come and do it.
Okay. So, on that note,
You,
we're going to take a little breaky break,
you got it.
and we're going to come back with the final 4 questions and end it. But you guys stay tuned. We have a couple more questions for Mr. Tommy G, and I know you guys are enjoying this thus far because I am. I know we all are. So, we'll be right back. Welcome back, Fairbanks, North Star Borough, everybody listening from all over the place. And if you're still here with us, before we go any further, you can catch us on any of the podcast usual suspects, Spotify, Apple. If you want to see us in person and on the big screen, you can catch us on our YouTube channel as well. So Mr. Brandon over here, he's the webmaster for our Facebook page. Mr. Tommy G, are you guys on any socials?
Yeah, we're on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay, and so how can we find you on Instagram and Facebook?
Somebody else is going to have to answer that. I'm not real handy at that stuff.
Oh, so you're not the web guy, is what
Yeah,
you're saying.
yeah, that's right. That's right. Let me see what we got here. Here's Tommy G's Alaska.
Okay.
There it is, Tommy G's Alaska. And yeah, that's all handled by Mountain River Marketing. She's absolutely wonderful.
Okay,
The
okay.
Mackenzie Smith recently had another child,
Okay.
little Carter. She's up and running.
Yes, well, congratulations,
Yeah.
Mackenzie. Okay, now, so what I will do is I will post links to all of our socials as well as Tommy G's social. So that way, and his address as well. If you want to go by there or give him a shout out, just when we get this posted, you'll be able to do that. So on to the last final questions. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so I've got the game set. So I've already got the game set for a studio voice level in a brewery. Hit us with an impromptu opera, something dealing with voodoo or something, or Tommy G or something. Hit us with something, but be aware of the gain.
So you want me to just sing a little bit?
Just a half a verse.
Okay, so this is from the opera Turandot.
Okay.
A very famous aria. I'm going to jump in the middle of it.
And then I'm going to get into my question after you give us a little bit of something.
Okay, and normally you'd be warmed up and you'd be doing this, but they say if you're going to make excuses, leave money on the piano, right? So we ain't going to play that. But from the opera Turandot, the piece is called Nessun Dorma. Let me just see how this goes. Ma il mio mistero è chiuso in me, il nome mi nessun saprà, no. Sulla tua bocca loderò quando la luce
Ooh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that.
A little bit of gas right there.
Okay, so that leads me to my question. Have you ever sung opera while working the shop? And have any customers caught you mid, is it aria?
Aria.
Aria.
Yeah, Aria, absolutely. Yeah. No, so what ends up happening is if you're gonna go sing for somebody for whatever reason, like we had July was crazy. I had a wedding that I needed to sing one piece for the Schubert Ave Maria.
Yes, yes.
And then the national anthem here, the national anthem there, just on and back and forth, boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
But you can't just walk in there cooler than a cucumber and do it.
Right.
You've got to warm up.
Right.
So my guys got to listen to me vocal exercising.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, while you're cutting some
Garbage,
ribeyes.
right? And so I'm over there, trimming up a beef shank, But we also have people come in. Somebody says, well, if you ask him, he'll sing for you. And if I've got time and I'm not up to my ears in tenderloins or whatever, I'm honored to come out and sing for people. So yeah, I've sung many, many times.
Nice.
For people. We sing happy birthday to people and it's impressive.
Yes, yes,
Right?
yes.
It ain't a garden variety. Somebody's singing Flatty McFlatterson. We don't. That dog don't hunt around us.
Okay.
Right? So
All right.
yeah, no, we're honored. I'm honored to sing for anybody at any time, and it's a gift that I've been given. And,
Yes.
and it's not perfect. And everybody that knows me, and I know a lot of people in the opera world, and they wish like heck they could do it but they can't because
Yeah.
they got a career to worry about.
Right, right.
I make my money cutting meat, baby. But I'll sing for you, and I'm honored to do it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right.
What else you got?
So, what's your most memorable opera performance?
So yeah, that one's actually pretty easy. So Opera Fairbanks, back I think it might have been 2008. We did the opera Tosca, Giacomo Puccini's Tosca, and our soprano was the absolute wonderful Cynthia Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
And she was a guest artist up, and she came and brought the range. She wasn't a guest artist. We hired her.
Mm-hmm.
She came and sang. And we had another incredible baritone, Jason Stearns, and he came in and sang. And I sang the role of Spalletta. So one of the things of why was that so special is Luciano Pavarotti. People call him Pavarotti.
Yes, yes.
Right. So Pavarotti, she did over 80 performances with him.
Oh.
Yeah. So when he did his final recital in America at the Lawler Center in Reno, Nevada,
Yes.
my wife and I attended with a couple of other dear friends and watched him sing. And on stage with him at the time, and this is like 2003,
Yes.
was Cynthia Lawrence.
Oh, wow.
And next thing you know, I'm on stage with Cynthia.
What?
And she's a peach. Yeah, she's raised in Minnesota, and she was just awesome and sing the dots off the page, baby.
Wow.
It was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful production
Yeah.
of Tosca. Yeah, it was great. It was. I think Puccini would have been incredibly proud.
Okay. Okay. Good deal.
Yeah, that was right off the top.
Good deal.
So,
I was going to say the second part of that was
two-part
what
question.
role do you still want to play?
So here's me. It's not like I was dreaming up a role. I'm not that guy, right? So
Well,
what?
opera.
So I'm impassioned by. It's like I would love to sing Lucia di Lammermoor. There's so many great roles for the tenor, but Aida would have been fantastic singing the role of Radames. But you have to understand, Radames was not a general, but he was the leader of their armed forces. And he was just super good looking. So a short, fat Italian, bald with gaps between his teeth, that ain't gonna work. How do you cast that, right? Dude looks like Danny DeVito. So those are the struggles when it comes with actually casting somebody. Especially these days, there's a lot of fantastic singers out there, so you gotta look the part too, right? With that said,
okay.
I think if you got a stage director that really has has his act together and can really think outside the box, he could turn that production into something crazy with a voice with a human being that doesn't quite look the part. Anyways, there's not one that I actually live for and love, but I'm honored. This is going to sound cliche, but I'm going to be very honest with you. I love singing in church. I love singing our nation's anthem. I mean, I'm honored to do it. Our Alaska flag song, any anthem, any nation's anthem. If I'm asked to do that, it gets everything I've got from the very bottom of my heart. I mean, it's I understand patriotism.
Right.
I've got my whole family. I mean, if you chase it all the way back, they were warriors.
Right.
Every one of them, and they fought for a reason. And,
Right.
And I understand that, and I believe it. And I know that sounds cheesy as hell, but
No.
So if
no.
you have to answer your question,
I mean, that's your
when I'm
truth,
singing,
though.
Yeah. If I'm singing, that's the stuff I want to sing. I want to sing, and just kind of disappear, and come out, sing, and then just disappear.
Right.
Yeah, it's one of those things. But I'm happy to do whatever anybody wants. I mean, if I'm old now, so I don't memorize stuff as good as I used to. I'm okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So, we're at a butcher shop.
Yep.
My favorite butcher shop ever, by the way.
I love you already.
But you also do opera, as
Yep.
we just talked about. Are there any odd or interesting similarities between the two?
There is. I mean, it's that preparation. I mean, in order to do it correctly, you've got to do the work up front. And I think that's the way it is with anything in life. I mean, it's par excellence. There is a measuring stick. I mean, you're not going to just half-ass making a avocado salami.
Right.
And you're not just going to half-ass walk out on a stage and sing, the Lucia van le Stelle. You're going to earn every second of it. You're going to work your tail off on the front side, and then you're going to you better be confident in what you're doing. So you've got and the separations and the preparation.
Right.
I mean, you're gonna have it tight before you walk out there. You're not going to be nervous. You're not going to be anxious. None of it matters.
Right.
None of that matters. You already got all that out the way. You've already fixed all those things, and it's the exact same way with making product. If it's not fit to go out the door, then don't make it. I think that's it. I think it's the preparation. To answer your question, they're identical. There's no difference, and I think that would go with just about anything in life.
Right.
I mean, if you're going to do it, that's how we're going to do it. It's going to be done right. There's,
Right.
Not necessarily the easiest, not necessarily the most popular, not necessarily, but all that work up front. You better love that journey because it's going to require that if you're going to excel at something.
Right.
And those two things. If it's going in somebody's mouth, I mean, when we're talking food, I'm just saying,
Exactly.
it's going in their mouth.
Exactly.
And-
Exactly.
And as far as the charge that you have for people in performance, is they've literally carved out a chunk of their life to be taken away from the struggle.
Right.
And so you get them for about 2 hours, and you're honor bound to take them with you. So
Right.
So have it right, have it ready, have their concern in mind. You don't got to worry about assing it up. You already fixed all that. Now
Right.
it's out there. Do the very best job you can, and take them with you for that limited amount of time, and take them to another place and another time.
Right. Right.
And it's the same way with these meals. When this meat hits the table, whether it's a roast or our burgers are silly. I mean, them hot dogs are nutty, right?
Yes,
It's
yes,
goofy, right?
yes.
But when they eat that, it's like, you got to be kidding me, right?
Yes.
So all of a sudden they're dumbfounded,
Yes.
and that's what we want. We want the people. It's got to be for the love of them that you're doing it. I
Yeah.
think that's how it all boils down. So that's the similarity.
Okay. So I'm gonna tell you what. So we have one more final question, and then we have about 30 minutes before we have to just be totally out of here. And we are gonna do some freestyle because
I
I'm
have one
sure
bonus question I
because
wanna
yeah
put
because
on it.
because I'm sure we all have some questions that we want to ask, but they're gonna be quick. But so the last final question, officially, I'm a foodie, And you know, I like to post, like, if I buy some Tommy G, whatever, cowboy cut, or the Wagyu, like, I'll post, or the Snap, or the Tommy G
yeah.
Snap hot dogs, I'll post it, right? What's one meat or sausage cooking mistake that people make at home that drives you nuts? So, like, when people post, I bought this from Tommy G's, and if you see the photo, you're like, oh, that's not, oh. Is there anything like that?
We get it all the time. I see it all the time. Oh man, they posted it. Maybe they like it like that. You know, and at the end of the day, you pays the money, you takes the chances, right? Some people like a steak that's cooked through. I think the biggest thing,
That's a waste of money, though.
the
You've
care,
talked to a lot of people.
the care
they'll
of the
tell you that's
product.
evil.
The care of the product. That guy knows how to make some food too, right there.
Yes, sir.
Love that guy.
Yes, sir. Tariq, y'all. That's Mr. T. Hey, Mr. Tariq, come and say hello. Get in the camera.
There he is.
Ah,
Great to see you.
the man, Mr. Spice It Up himself.
Yeah, that's for real right there. That's that stuff that something exotic. Love it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I think one of the things, the most common issue that kind of makes me scratch my head is overcooking, because we got people there.
Yes.
We will tell you exactly.
You
how
got
to-
your sell thermometers there.
And we got thermometers.
Oh, you do sell thermometers.
Thermoprobes. We got it all.
Ooh-wee.
And we're getting ready to, when we expand into that other, we're going to even have some better ones in there. But at the end of the day, the two things that you can control is heat and
Yes.
time and temperature.
And
You can control-
airflow and air.
Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah.
we got to nail that. So overcooking something is a
Yeah.
surefire way to
Yeah.
kind of we'll throw a wet towel on a dining experience.
Yeah.
Right? And it's the same way with cooking these brats. Now, you can bring these bratwursts up to temperature, but if you leave that thing on the grill and it's busting and all the juice is flying out of it, come on now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
ain't doing that.
Yeah.
They're fully cooked.
Yeah, exactly.
Now,
Exactly.
fresh brat's a little bit different. You're going to bring that up to temp with a little bit of moisture in a pan, and then you may sear that off. But pay attention. Don't get distracted. To me, that's the whole thing. Don't get distracted. I don't care.
Do I see some
If-
Tommy G instructional videos?
We'll have some of that.
Do
We'll
I
have some-
see that coming?
Hey, we write it on the package. We'll tell you exactly how to cook your steak.
Fairbanks, and look here. Instructional videos. How should you properly cook a Tommy G Hoodoo IPA brat?
Right?
Boom.
Boom. Done.
1,000, 1 million YouTube likes overnight.
People will be blowed up. They will. They will. Just that's the way it is.
Boom.
Yeah, overcooking something. I think that's the most common faux pas.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's unintentional, but at the end of the day, like I say, I mean, carve out a piece of time. You're going to cook something.
Yes.
Think about them people that are going to be eating it. It ain't got nothing to do with you. So
Yes.
strap up and don't overcook it.
Yes.
Just,
Yes.
err on the side of
Yes.
medium rare.
Okay.
And not everybody likes their steak medium rare. Their meat medium rare. But I'm saying start there. You can cook it a little bit more if you need to.
That's where all the flavor is, folks. If you didn't know, that's where all the flavor is. Medium rare. That's where all the flavor is.
And
I mean, but that's
texture.
just my opinion.
Well, no, and then it goes to texture as well.
Yeah.
You start cooking a little bit more, things start to tighten up a little bit more.
Yeah.
You're shortchanging yourself on some texture.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying eat it raw. I mean, there's stuff we eat raw all the time, but and I'll eat anything raw.
Yeah.
That's just the way I roll.
Yeah.
And if I'm not going to eat it raw, then I don't want to eat it cooked either.
Right. Yeah.
Right? You
True.
with me on that?
True.
I mean, if
True.
I ain't eating it raw, I ain't going to eat it cooked either.
True.
Get that out of here.
Okay, so Tommy G, it's time to segue. Are you ready to segue?
Let's do it.
Oh, who wants to go first? Segue.
Man, I was gonna say the whole eating meat overcooked. I was in the army for 10 years and had eaten the chow hall. And there's nothing worse when they did the surf and turf days, and you get your little piece of your little tiny lobster tail, and your grade D, suitable for convicts and soldiers. Well done, steak. Basically, you're chewing on chew leather, and for some reason, they always screw up the lobster. I think it's because they're doing 100 at a time, but it's a case of there's something wrong with it. But anyway, it's a case of I went for many years not having a proper steak while I was in the
I
army.
bet you had.
I mean, when I was at my first duty station, I had like one actual real steak the entire year I was in Korea. It was horrible.
I can tell you this: we got paid twice a month, and every 2 weeks, I would go. When I was stationed up here in Fairbanks, and my first stop, every payday was going to be out at the Turtle Club, and I lived
Nice
out there.
prime rib.
Yeah, those guys did a great job, and it became to this day it's endearing to me. You know, that it's important. I know what you're saying. We were in the military, and sometimes and they've gotten better. I think they've gotten better, but yeah.
So, kind of back to the opera a little bit, but I'm a little bit of a movie buff. I don't know. Do you watch movies?
I've seen a few. Yeah,
You've seen the movie Step Brothers
I have.
with Will Ferrell?
I have.
So, towards the end of the movie, they're at the fucking Catalina wine mixer. That's how they
Indeed.
put it, right?
Indeed.
And he sings a song, and it sounds like opera. What is that song?
So that,
You know?
yeah, I do, and I sing that piece. It's called the Conte Partirò. In English, it's called Time to Say Goodbye.
Oh, okay.
And what it is it's a story about. I mean, when he starts off, he says, "Quando sono solo sogni all'orizzonte manca le
Yes, that's
parole."
it.
Right. So he's coming out of the gate with that, and when he's talking about it, he says, "When I dream of the horizon, and I wanted to go there, but you were not with me." And then she comes in, and she sings, "When I dream of the horizon, and you're not there." So then they say, non ci sei, right? They, tu con me, with me, sulle finestra, mostra tutto il mio cuore che hai acceso. Chiudi dentro me la luce che hai incontrato per strada. And then here it goes. Con te partirò. Ma sì che io non mai perduto vissuto con te. And I'm half-assing it because
It still sounds great.
yes, the point that I'm trying to make. So what he's saying is now we're together. We're going to go see that time to say goodbye. And you're saying goodbye to all those that you love. And you're going to go see that horizon together. It's time to say goodbye.
So now in the movie,
They asked
they
it up.
changed it and made it funny, I guess.
They were trying to cock it up. I mean, that guy, that piece was such a beautiful piece, and it's incredibly well written. It's not operette. It's written in a somewhat classical style, but it's a contemporary piece. That's not an ancient song.
So does it bother you that they changed it the way they did?
Well, it kind of. There's so many. I've sung that thing for so many beautiful weddings. At the end, when their first dance, and they're singing. You sing that. It's an appropriate piece
Sure.
for certain events. I mean, these beautiful graduations where someone's on their way now to college and stuff, and they've asked me to sing these pieces, and so it doesn't make me mad. I mean, cinema's cinema, and these guys are messing. But
That's what it was, yeah.
I'm going to be very honest with you. I thought Will Ferrell did a great job singing it.
I thought he did,
because
too.
I don't know how trained he is, but dude had to have something trained because
Yeah,
he
yeah.
sang that song.
Yeah.
And everybody was digging it, but he
Yeah.
kind of made a mockery of the piece, and it's absolutely a beautiful piece.
Yeah.
That's why I was
Yeah,
asking
yeah,
that question. Because
yeah.
what was the line? Boats and hoes.
Votes and hoes.
Okay, so just so you guys know, what you just witnessed, it was totally unscripted. Totally unscripted. Brandon asked a question, Mr. Tommy G. He came back. Apparently he's a real movie buff and he knows his movies. That one in particular.
I appreciate that about Tommy.
Boom.
Yeah.
I mean, it was unscripted, right? You guys.
No, we didn't talk
You
about
guys
that.
didn't talk about this?
no.
Wow.
I've been wanting to ask that question since he's saying earlier.
Oh wow.
Yeah. No, that's one of those. That one's in my wheelhouse, and
Wow.
and I'm honored to sing it.
Okay, so let's talk about your military service. Okay, so what MOS were you, and what prompted you to go into the Army?
Okay, so got thrown out of college the first run, right? In
Okay.
Minot, North Dakota, I got tossed out.
Okay.
Chasing skirt, why not Minot? Reason's a reason, right? He was over at Grand Forks and over there with them good folk. Anyways, so yeah, no, I got tossed out of college and ended up going through emergency med tech school. I'll make this fast. Became passed both the written and practical exam on my first shot. And then a buddy of mine had gone in the service when he got out of school. He was a senior. I was a junior. He ended up in Germany, and he said that this was back in the mid '80s, and it was the new GI Bill.
Yeah. Okay.
They were trying to save money by keeping. It was instead of training you to be a whatever, you could take a job as a spoon, like a cook or a driver or a grunt or whatever. You could do that, and you could go in on a 2, 3, or a 4-year enlistment.
Okay.
Right? And I'm thinking, man, I could do anything for 2 years.
Yeah.
But I got to get back to college. I mean,
Right.
the reality of getting thrown out of college was like, man, I got to get back to college. None of my
Right.
family had ever went to college. My
Yeah.
sister Donna Marie is a nurse, the oldest, and then so I'm not saying she didn't go to college. What I'm saying is, like, degree seeking, go to school.
Right.
And then my sister Barbara Ann had an associate's. Anyways, had to get back to school. So this kid shows up. He owed me money, and he's back from Germany. And I said, "You're going to pay me?" He goes, "Well, I'll take you to dinner. I'm a recruiter." So he told me about what the military had, and I said, "You know what? I'm going to do that. Take advantage of some of that college money." That was the aspiration.
Right.
And the inspiration of that. So we went down to the recruiter's office, took the tests, and put it all together. And I could pick a duty station of my choice, right? That was one of the other things I could do.
Yeah.
They're going to tell you what kind of job you got, but
Yeah.
I could do this. So I wanted to go to Germany. They ended up revoking in the middle of between basic and in my advanced training. They said, "You're not going to Germany. We're going to keep you stateside," but they gave me a choice of my stateside duty station. So I picked Alaska.
Oh.
And so I ended up coming up here, and I knew when I flew into Anchorage,
And what year was this?
that was 1986.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And as that airplane was coming down over that Cook Inlet and those mountains and the snow and
Yeah.
hayseed from North Dakota,
Like you knew this was for you?
it was forever. I knew
Really?
this was home.
Really?
It's like this is it. This is me.
Man, so you've seen Fairbanks grow.
Oh yeah. So
So
I was
it's the side of
stationed.
mountains.
What's that?
Was it the side of mountains coming from North Dakota?
Well, it wasn't just that. We ain't got trees either.
I remember
got-
driving from Montana into North Dakota. There was this big, huge billboard. Mountain removal talk right now. Mountain removal program completed. Hope you enjoy the view.
Right.
Because North Dakota, it's just it does this.
Yeah, it's
That's
the
about
prairie.
it.
Yeah, and you have to have an appreciation for it. It's being raised there. I do.
Yeah.
I mean,
I remember growing up and having to wait for the wind to die down enough to fly a kite.
Oh wow.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
Most of your kites you buy at Toy Store, they have a max speed of like 21 miles an hour or whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
And the average wind speed in Grand Forks, at least, was around 30. So there were days where it was like, "Can we fly the kite?" No, we can't. It'll rip apart. We may have tried flying one on a day when it was
At the max, and you could see it just slowly starting to stretch out, like it's
Oh,
going
yeah.
to explode.
Yeah, no,
But-
it's for real. That wind was for real.
Yep.
What do we say? It blows like a busload of tuba players.
Well, I mean, our thing was it doesn't snow in North Dakota. All the snow gets blown in from Montana
Yeah,
because just wind.
dragging all that topsoil with it too. What else you guys got?
Okay, so
There's
we're
not
still
enough time for
segueing.
what we have.
No. No. Look here, man. We got 10 minutes, bro. So we got 10 minutes, and
beat
we're
it
gonna just. Okay, so Mr. Tommy G. Okay, so talk to us about. So you were in construction for a little bit, out of the same building,
32 years.
out of that same building where Tommy G's is now.
No, the business started. I mean, I was in a cabin with two other dudes in North Pole when I started the company. Right, it was
Okay.
1988.
Okay.
Then I built my house. I started building it in 1994 when I graduated from college from
Okay.
UAF,
Okay.
and so I was running the company out of my garage.
Oh.
Right.
Okay.
And I had a business partner at the time. We dissolved the partnership in '97,
Yes.
and then we got that Northern Intertie project, and that got big. That was
Yeah.
in 1997. After that, we ended up moving into town. I mean, I got these other big machines in 2003, or forgive me, 2000, 2001, and then Dave Greer built that building that Black Spruce is in.
Yeah.
Our building, that 12,000 square
Okay,
foot
so
building.
Greer, as in the current mayor's dad?
No, that's Hopkins.
Oh, Hopkins. Okay,
yeah, no,
okay,
we're
okay,
talking
okay.
Matt Greer's dad.
Okay.
So this was Dave Greer, and I forget the name of their company. They built so many buildings in this town. Those guys are awesome.
Okay.
And they're the ones that actually did the build-in for Tommy G's, but they built our building, that 12,000 square foot building on Pegger Road.
Yes.
And TJ's land clearing they built that I think in 2005, and so it's 20 years old now.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, that same building, we've been in there since 2005.
Nice.
Oh. Nice. And okay, now, so what do you guys? So you're closed on Mondays.
Sunday and Monday.
So okay, you closed on Sunday and Mondays.
Yeah,
Okay, so from Tuesday through Saturday, you guys are hitting it hard.
Yep.
So you took time out of your day to be here. Thank you.
What's like
Saturday
your
too.
yeah?
It's crazy.
Exactly.
When
Okay,
I'm
now
sitting here, I feel like I'm playing hooky.
Okay, so what do you? Okay, so what do you contribute to anything in the community as far as like fundraisers or donations or?
So, my mom told me when I was
Because I know you're a member of the Rotary.
Yeah. My mom told me when I was little, guys, that she said you're never going to have anything because you're going to give it away, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I got a cool story, but we'll save that and I'll answer the question.
You can always do a part two.
Yeah, you never know how that's actually going to work. I mean, we tried to help out, and we helped little hockey players and stuff, with TJ's land clearing, but
Sponsorships.
but yeah,
sponsors.
through sponsorships.
Yeah.
But what I've found is that this company, because so many people are coming in and out, it's easier to lend a hand. I actually get to visit with people, and so we help every which way we can. We have a couple of experiences.
Right.
We have one where and they bid on these things at breast cancer detection or for the hospital,
Right,
Fairbanks
right.
Memorial, whatever. I mean, the University of Alaska Athletic Department. I mean, they have
Right.
these fundraising events, and we donate experiences. The experiences is you come to the store. We just did one.
Yes.
We just did one for UAF.
Yes.
And it generated $6,750 for UAF.
Nice.
And at the same time, they were auctioning one off for the PET scan, the new PET scan machine for the hospital,
Nice.
and that one generated $9,000.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I mean, to me, that's real money. right?
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's,
oh, yeah,
now
it
you're
is.
having
It
an
is.
effect.
It
we
is.
we ain't
It is.
talking about $500 to a kid with a pair of ice skates, or $500 to a kid that's for swimming or football. Everybody. I mean, if they come
Right.
in, I make them dance too.
Right.
You're just gonna roll up in there. Daddy's gonna write a check, and you're gonna hit the no. We're gonna
Right.
talk.
Right.
And I usually don't let the parents kick in. I say, hey,
I want to hear from
no, what
from
you
that
got?
young adult right there.
What you pushing?
Yeah.
I got a 10-year hockey player that's going to come dance for you.
Oh, and dance they will. And dance they will.
Because it is sponsorship time for medicine.
No, I've already had a few of them in
yeah,
there.
yeah,
I've already
yeah,
had a few of them
yeah.
in there. But yeah, so no, I'm honored to be in a position to help where I can. I like to keep it on the down low. Because I mean, none of this is about me. I've been gifted so much in my life. If you've picked up anything at all about this in this interview, I have been given so much.
Right.
When it come from such modest beginnings, and I know it's not money. Money doesn't make that. Money doesn't do anything for me. When I had the biggest pile of it, it was something to worry about or something to concern yourself with, and more of a distraction than anything. And they say that it takes a little bit of money to be able to say something like that, but it's the truth. I think the true happiness is sharing and seeing the real effect that charity, if you would,
Yes.
can really offer. I think if you're really going to gain in life, spiritual gain and physical gain,
Right,
it's
right,
going to be through
right.
charitable contributions.
Right. And you know, because okay, so to feed off of that too, so I do humbly believe that if you're in a position to provide opportunity for somebody, do so.
Do it.
Do so.
Yeah.
You know?
And don't stand on the roof yelling you're doing it.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
Don't get on the roof.
Exactly.
Just let it happen.
Just
Organically,
yeah.
let it happen.
Yeah, exactly.
We got a second here. Can I tell my story about how I got off on
Yes,
this?
yeah.
This is
Yes.
a funny one.
Yes.
So when we were living in the trailer court on Minot Air Force Base, and they were putting natural gas into and I was like 5 years old, right? Barefooted, sitting, walking on, popping them tar bubbles with my bare feet. Mom getting mad,
Yeah.
because she had to get that off our feet with oil or whatever she put on. Anyways, it wouldn't let us walk in the house with that tar all over. Anyways, these guys are cutting. They're putting this natural gas to and it's hot out. These guys are working their tails off, and I mean, so I walk over there, no shirt on, just a pair of shorts, and got my hands on my hips. My mom tells the story. She told the story. My mother passed away in '95, but she said, I said something to the effect, I bet you boys could use something cold to drink. So they said yes. So I said, I come running back over. They didn't say, there was this big Bluto looking dude in the ditch, you know. So I go on, I go, Mom, I mean, these guys are thirsty. I go, let's get that Kool-Aid cracking. Yeah. So she got, I remember the pitcher. I mean, it was one of those plastic looking pitchers, like it ain't never been washed, but it had kind of a rubber look at the clear. And there was only one cup. Yeah. And so, so I go over there, and I said, hey guys, I go, it's a dime a cup. A dime a cup. I go, Mom says there's only one cup, so you guys got to share. So I'm pouring, and these guys are coming up with the change. She said, I was getting toward the end. She said, my mom's standing on a porch with her hands on her hips, right? And she said, I turned around and said, Mom, we're going to need more Kool-Aid. And that was it. And I didn't need the money. You could throw that money to the birds, man. We were making those dudes. They were so hot and burned up, man. They needed something. They were drinking Kool-Aid.
Man,
There's nothing wrong with Kool-Aid. I grew up on that stuff.
Thirsty's thirsty.
Yes, man. Community service, man. Community service.
That's it.
Yeah.
Love thy brother.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
Flavor Aid.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, so any more? So you guys good? Yeah. So
Yeah,
Tommy,
it's all right.
look,
We're gonna wrap
Tommy.
it up.
Yeah, we're gonna have to ask you back for another time.
I think so.
I'm honored to do it, fellas. You know that.
Okay,
You know
okay.
that. I love you guys. I mean, I
Okay.
really do. And everybody that's listening to this,
Look,
just understand that.
Look here, Tommy. Yeah, I love you, sir. Thank you.
You bet.
He's got to get stuff done.
I didn't even take the exit.
Okay, so are you guys ready?
Random.
On that note, my name is Tilden,
This is Jeff,
Yeah, I'm Jeff.
and I'm Brandon.
And I'm Tommy G.
and this was 36, and we are out. Peace.
36.